Hello there, and welcome to another talk through from me to his tutor, and this time looking at the Cold War topic, superpower relations for the Edexcel iGCSE exam board. This time we're going to be revising events in Cuba. We're going to be looking at why it happened, what happened, and the impact of it on the Cold War, and how the relationship between the superpower relations changed. Revise with me your knowledge, and then once you're done, then have a look at my playlist. Maybe there's a nice exam question I'll talk you through to help you get really good skills in your explaining of the Cuban Missile Crisis as well. Right, now let's go and revise. Let's start our story with some of the causes of the problems in Cuba. Well, it starts in 1959 with Fidel Castro taking power in Cuba. By 1960, he nationalized Cuban businesses and US investors had lost their money in Cuba. Cuba had been a nice American holiday resort, casinos and nice things to do. Now all of that was gone. Also, during 1960, it became clear the Cubans were communist and friendly with Russia. Russia was starting to provide military supplies. Clearly, this was a threat to America. This led to the Bay of Pigs disaster. 17 April 1961, the US led the Bay of Pigs invasion. 1,500 CIA-trained Cuban exiles tried to take control of Cuba and force Castro out of power. However, the new President Kennedy didn't want to get in trouble here, so he didn't give them air support or naval support, so it was a total disaster, and they were defeated very easily by Castro's army that had Russian equipment. So what was the impact of this? Well, the events of the Bay of Pigs and just the general idea that Cuba was becoming communist was very embarrassing to America. They now had a communist nation 400 miles from their border. Kennedy started his regime looking weak. He'd failed now with the Bay of Pigs invasion. He'd failed in the Vienna summit. There were problems going on with the Berlin Wall. Khrushchev seemed to be overpowering Kennedy. Kennedy had been elected on being tough on communism, and he was failing. The Bay of Pigs invasion clearly pushed Cubans even closer to the Russians. America had invaded and failed, so the Cubans were now looking for more and more help from the Russians. By 1962, it was clear Cuba was a Russian ally. In late 1962, Russia sent more weapons to support Cuba. 100,000 soldiers, tanks and weapons arrived. Khrushchev wanted to add a nuclear base to Cuba as well, so they had a really close nuclear threat to America, similar to the threat Russia faced in Europe, with bases with nuclear weapons very close to Russian borders, like in Turkey. The first warheads started to arrive in Cuba in the summer of 1962. By the 14th of October 1962, an American U-2 spy plane took pictures of this missile base being constructed. So on the 21st of October, Kennedy began a quarantine of Cuba, and the 22nd of October began a blockade of Cuba to stop delivery of more supplies and nuclear weapons. Kennedy announced that any ships moving through the blockade would be fired upon, and he rose the US threat level to DEFCON 3, which was only 2 points away from nuclear conflict. Tension had massively increased. So how did the events of the Cuban Missile Crisis create this fear and tension even more? So the world begins to fear that there potentially could be a war between USA and USSR again. On the 23rd of October, this fear became real as a fleet of Soviet ships headed towards Cuba. Under pressure from the UN and world opinion, Khrushchev called the ships to stop, but not to turn back. On the 25th of October, Kennedy began plans to invade Cuba and remove the missile threat. He had over 100,000 US soldiers mobilized and ready to invade. This led Khrushchev to write a letter to Kennedy offering a removal of the missiles if the USA promised not to invade Cuba, to leave Cuba alone. Kennedy's brinkmanship had been a success here. He's now looking strong. He'd got the Russians to make a small back down. On the 27th of October, tension increased as a Russian submarine was attacked by the US Navy near Cuba. Its captain, losing communications, wasn't sure what was going on, almost fired nuclear missiles. Added to this, Cubans shot down an American spy plane, whilst another US plane that had drifted off course from Alaska was attacked by the Russians. War seemed inevitable as tension increased. But due to this, Khrushchev wrote another letter to the Americans. He agreed to withdraw weapons from Cuba if the USA did not invade, and if the US nuclear weapons were withdrawn from Turkey. So now Kennedy, despite losing the nuclear base in Turkey, had to accept this. This was a great victory for him. He managed, though, to also agree that the removal of the Turkish base would be a secret, so that Kennedy did not look bad. What's all the impact of all this then? The world had come close to mad in some of the moments here of brinkmanship, added to the events in Berlin as well, and the U-2 spy plane incident. We've got huge amounts of tension developing. This led people to realise that they need to step back from nuclear weapons. Perhaps we've got a cause here of détente developing. After the crisis, a hotline between Washington and Moscow was added to try and ensure no further crises like this. Also, leaders started to reduce nuclear brinkmanship in the future. They agreed that a partial test ban to stop testing nuclear weapons should be introduced, so they were not showing off to each other with their nuclear capabilities to cause tension. Kennedy had come out of the crisis strong. He'd gained the removal of the Cuban base, the Cuban missiles. Nobody knew about his withdrawal of the Turkish missiles. Khrushchev tried to argue that he'd secured Cuban security and also world peace, but essentially he looked like he'd lost. He had failed to gain bases on Cuba and strengthen the position of the Russians. People did not know that the base had been removed from Turkey was a great success for Khrushchev. So Khrushchev was soon sacked by the communists. I hope you found that useful and you know lots more than you knew before and really recapture your knowledge. And if you did find it useful and you're ready to move on, then go to my playlist and find a tutoring video to practice some of your skills now, or take a look at my revision guide. Right, hope to see you again soon. Bye bye for now.